Hello guys and welcome down to the first CoasterGen show of 2021. How is everybody doing today? And we are joined by Sean from ParkSpill, James, Mikhile and Sam from Theme Park Insanity. Yeah, how is everyone? Hope everyone's good in the chat. Hello Callum, hello to Joe, hello Theme Park Viper, hello to Mikhile as always, and hello to Rideflix. Hello to everybody in the chat and hope you're all doing well. It's going to be a bit of a crazy one, this one. As you can see, we have the new look to the podcast, which is pretty
Matty
cool.
also already loves it.
Nice. I'm glad you like it. It's just something different. The live chat should be flowing where it says chat, but it's not. I don't know if that's a thing with YouTube or...
Oh, no, it's just popped
whatever.
up.
Hey, we have chat. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so, Sean, how are you after the Christmas special that we did?
Yeah. Still recovering.
Still recovering.
Sean.
3 weeks ago.
I haven't been able to listen to it back yet, just for the kids. Did I say I love someone? If I said I love someone, sorry. That's what I normally do when I'm drunk.
He didn't mean it. He doesn't really love you.
I love you guys.
He absolutely loves you. Yeah. James is back. James is back on the show. He had December off, of
from
course.
Hi, James.
Let's say hi, James.
Hi, James. Well, it's not my first stream back, though.
It's not your first
Managed
stream
to
back.
rope
No, we
me
did
into,
Resistance, yeah.
Yeah, you managed to rope me into a ride sim stream.
Yeah, which we'll be doing again on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. A Resistance stream for Ride Sims. We're going to check in and hopefully I can't break it this time. that would be good, wouldn't it?
You really broke it last time.
I really broke it. I'm 54 minutes in as well, so I was like, okay, we'll end the stream. That'll do.
Well, didn't you break it to the point where they had to look into fixing it across the entire site?
Yes.
I don't know how you managed that.
Break it properly. That's what I always say. Hello, Matty. Hello, Callum. Hello, everybody in the chat. All right, guys. So, how was everyone's New Year? Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2021.
It is. It is good.
Yeah.
Joe was supposed to be on the show tonight, guys, but he's not very well, so he couldn't be with us. But we are going to be promoting something from Theme Park Insanity pretty soon, though, as well. So it's pretty cool. It is cool. If you think, oh, Luke looks a bit tired, because I am, but we're gonna try and give you guys an awesome show anyway. So yeah. So should we get stuck in with some news? Let's go.
Sorry, someone's already pointed that out, Sean.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't want to mention it.
I've lost a lot of weight over Christmas.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, wow.
I look squished, but I've just lost a lot of weight.
He's just lost lots of weight, and he now lives in a smaller box of a house. You know, it's just one of those.
No, he's
basically Zoom being
he's the same size. He just skipped Christmas dinner while we all ate like 7 plates each.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're all fat, but he's normal size.
Yeah.
It's like he stood in front of those mirrors in a fun house.
Yeah.
The ones that make you look skinny. In a minute, he'll move to the next one. It'll be like,
We all waving.
Basically, Zoom has done something weird. He doesn't know. We don't know.
We don't know what
happened.
Zoom is doing
He's
now.
squished this episode.
Yeah,
Just the way it is.
pretty much. All right, so should we talk about the delay coming out of Disneyland about Tron and Guardians? So let's ping that up there. There's a picture of Tron. You can see it in the top.
Wait, if I point that way.
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, in that little box. Okay.
Yeah, in a little box.
Spin that
yeah.
box there.
So that is our topic box. I am going to make it bigger, but I ran out of time to try and sort it out. But yeah, there you go. There's our topic box. So look up there if you want to see pictures of what we're talking about. So we're talking about Tron. I don't have an image of Guardians, though, unfortunately. But yeah, we're talking about the delay. What do you guys think about it?
It's disappointing, but I can't say I was surprised by it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Same.
Just with how hard Disney has been hit with, obviously with
How hard every
with
part.
COVID. Yeah, but like Disney being the almost solely entertainment based company that they are, and the amount of layoffs that they've had to, give across the company, like across different departments, like it doesn't surprise me that they're having that they're kind of trying to be a bit strategic with the new additions to parks that are coming out, because they still have the Remy's Ratatouille adventure ride scheduled to open at Epcot this year, and and I suppose they're
It
looking
just
to
helps them stagger their investment, really.
Yeah,
Hmm.
basically,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think it's because it's basically
Because they've already
they're not
put the
gonna have-
investment into it.
they're not going to
They can
have they're not going to have anything
spread it over
slated
further.
for like the next 5-6 years. So I think what they're going to try and do is say, well, what shall we open this year? There's no point opening everything up this year, not having anything new for like 5 years.
they'll have nothing to market.
Yeah, exactly. And Magic Kingdom doesn't need new additions that much.
No.
It's always so busy. So they're
It's always
just
about
like
the castle, isn't it?
yeah. So it's like they're going to look at Epcot. Epcot's the main one, I think, for them in terms of like wanting to get it all done. So
Especially with the 50th anniversary around the corner as well. That starts in October, and they're going to be celebrating it until October 2022. So I'm thinking that they'll probably just be looking to have both Tron and the Guardians coaster as staple attractions to market within that time period.
Yeah.
So,
it seems mad that it seems
One,
mad
one in the
that-
first month, one in the last month. There you go.
Wow, imagine 2 openings in 1 year. Woo, that would be...
No, 2 years, because it
Oh.
was start October
Oh yeah,
1
I suppose. Yeah, you could,
all the
yeah.
way round.
Yeah, you could.
right to the last month.
That would be epic, man. That'd be crazy.
You'd think that they're just at least like they must have everything in place now, like to put together. So it just seemed weird that they've just stopped at when they're so close to finishing it. Like,
I mean, yeah, you can see that on the picture there. The Tron coaster is boarded up now. Like,
yeah,
They closed it.
it's like weatherproofed. It's like
Yeah.
weather sealing it in or whatever.
I mean, from construction updates, it still looks like they may have finished like the track and stuff, but
a
in
lot
terms
to
of
do.
theming it up, the infrastructure, the pathways going into and out of the area looks like they've still got a fair bit to do. So I mean, if they've still got contractors to pay, like a lot of money still to pay out for the project overall, I mean, it makes sense.
I struggle to. I know it is going to be tough, especially for Walt Disney World, because they rely so much on like like people coming from different countries and stuff. But
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
it's still Disney, man. Like, I mean, they own Star Wars. They own
they own Star Wars.
Still, I know they've been hit hard as a wider company and stuff, but I don't know. I doubt it's money wise. I generally think, because I think if it was money wise, they would have halted they would have just stopped all construction. We've lost some car. Oh, there he is.
Nope, there it
They
is.
would have just stopped all construction. I just think it is literally them
Droid
just
can't be done.
looking at everything and going, well, what do we actually need and what do we just stop for now?
I think it's just a case. I do think it's just a case of them being strategic with. I think it may not be like that they are on their absolute last legs financially, but they want to safeguard themselves as much as possible. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Another thing coming out of Florida as well, though, at the moment, is Gwazi's been testing again, hasn't it? It's been going round.
Yeah, it has. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, and I was just thinking then, like, I'm sure I saw Gwazi going around the other day, and
Yeah.
looks good.
I think it was Dan from Midway Mayhem that put that up.
Probably.
video.
Let's be
Probably,
honest.
yeah.
It's going to be anyone.
Yeah.
It's going to be anyone. It's gonna
Does
be
that guy ever sleep? Like, I swear he's always at the parks.
Well,
You don't know what sleep
It's just
is.
his job, isn't it?
yeah, it's just...
He is dedicated.
I think it's a really interesting thing. Like Orlando vloggers, like for me, in terms of any kind of American vloggers, like it seems like really competitive in a way. I remember I remember watching a documentary on it, just especially with Disney vloggers, because that's like a whole different
documentary on vloggers.
It's only a short thing.
Oh, right.
And it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute, and it was just saying like how it's like they can't have a day off because there's always something to report on.
So there's so much.
Yeah, it's like if they don't like
off.
in this country, hardly anything happens. Like, you know what I mean? But you go to America,
Yeah.
especially Orlando, there's always some, and if you're not the first one to post it, you lose out on views big time. Like, it is who's the first to post it. So it's like a full-time thing.
Even just so many Disney specific vloggers, not even just like including SeaWorld and Universal and Bush and even FunSpot or whatever in there, just like within the Disney community, there's so many vloggers that are competing for all the same footage.
Yeah.
Who can attach like the most, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Update.
Just the best personality to the content that they're putting out.
Yeah. But I mean, like, look at. I mean, that was crazy. I'm used to seeing when a new POV is released, like a lot of people upload it. But when Gwazi got like released, I think I was the only YouTube channel that didn't post up a POV.
I didn't.
It was like mad. It was like everyone was just like, boom. I know most of the time the parks like will send it to.
I pretty much did that as a meme because I was like in everything. I was like, I'm definitely posting it. Definitely going to post it. Where's this POV? Where's this POV? And then I just thought, you know what? I'll put it in Premiere Pro and put some cinematic bars over it and see what people think. So it was kind of like a meme post, but it was one of them. I was really excited to see it though, and the fact that everybody else was doing it, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Screw it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
But it just shows you, like, especially in Orlando, like, you just got to be the first to post, because if you can look at that, and you'll see the people whoever posted it first, probably theme park review.
You probably get more subscribers as well in that sense from the American side of things. If you're going to be first to post.
The reason they're so popular, the Orlando ones, because there's so many people from different countries that visit Orlando and they love it and they just want to see like these parks they go to on the holidays.
It's
like,
the theme park capital of the world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely.
When people think about theme parks in
I would say so
in America and like the world extended, like what you go to, your go-to thought is Orlando, Florida, and then your go-to thought from there is, Disney and Universal and that. Like that's why those parks are so busy every single year.
Yeah, like my nan's heard of Disney World. She probably hasn't heard of Fort Park.
Yeah.
What's that saying about Fort Park? Blimey that. You've got to ask her now and get back to us and let us know if she actually knows about Fort Park. But I know what you mean. It's like, probably the same with Alton Towers as well in that respect. Like, didn't know what Alton Towers was.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is crazy. It's just the fact that there's so many rides opening up in Florida. I know we keep going over it, but man, like, Velocicoaster, Gwazi, Guardians, Tron. Icebreaker.
It's good because going back to it's the theme park capital of the UK. It was like slowly
of the world. You mean
of the world?
The world, definitely of the UK.
I wish it was of the UK.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine?
But they were. I feel like coaster wise, they were lacking for quite a while. There was, there wasn't anything massive. There was, obviously there was like Hagrid's, and there's always something going on. But it just seems like this year, especially, like there's just so much going on.
It was Dark Prize for a long time.
I thought like Germany for a while was like maybe the theme park capital of the world, in terms of like just how much good stuff was opening there, and it was like new tech as well, and nothing like that really was going on in Orlando for quite a while.
Yeah,
so
it's nice to see this like stagnant.
It was like more. It was more just experiences rather than coasters and things like that. That
goes back to the point I made a few episodes ago, though, doesn't it? Like, it's like people in Orlando. it's funny. Like, we talk about Florida reestablishing itself as like a coaster destination, because like you see the likes of Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi opening up. I've seen more than a few comments from people saying stuff like, why has it only got lap bars if it goes upside down? Is it safe? Like, they're not people, like, it seems like the general public in Florida aren't used to how roller coasters have modernized
how they've moved
over
on
the years.
Yeah,
like the last wave of massive coasters all had OTSRs, and now a lot of them only have lap bars to keep you in, and we all know that's safe.
Yeah,
but people who aren't so in the loop and just go to parks for just to go with friends and stuff.
Oh god, I just realised what you said.
I didn't even hear it. I'm gonna have to listen back.
It's that kind of like innocence though that as really, for me, I personally think has made RMCs so desirable to parks, because they look like, to anyone else, or if you're an enthusiast, anyone who isn't an enthusiast, they are wooden coasters. They just that's all you think. You look at it, you go, it's a wooden coaster that goes upside down, and to most of the general public, that's so impressive to them. Yeah. So it's like a winner for like enthusiasts and the general public. So
yeah,
definitely. And it's a really good point.
Just need to work on their engineering a bit, but that's a different
topic.
topic.
The engineering of the trains, or
of the trains, of the structure. That's a different topic.
No, let's talk about it.
Let's go into it.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like what?
Oh no, just like I hate arms. I'm never
lightning
going
rod.
No, I'm joking.
Lightning.
Alan, show
they're having to retrack it because it's ripping itself to pieces.
That too. The structural problems that Steel Vengeance has had. The little niggles that Untamed has had. With like a lot of people. Yes, yeah. A lot of people find the train design really polarizing with the shin guards, and like people think that they're not very comfortable. Like in terms of experiences, in terms of coaster experiences, they are adept at it. They've taken the coaster world by storm. They dominated the 2010s. Yeah. But there are still a fair few ways that they can improve as a company in terms of the I suppose the engineering quality of the product that they're putting out.
Yeah, but you just don't think that's like every manufacturer. Like if you look at like Intamin prefabs, like the amount of like problems they had, and then it come down to like actually other factors of like who actually installed it, how they looked after it. We've heard non-stop things of like Wicker Man this year of having problems with that. I don't know if it's because it's RMC and like you say, they've just popped up everywhere like suddenly, like in a massive way, that we're just hearing more about these like niggles and things.
Maybe the fact that there's more of them, and I think one of the things as well is you've got to remember is that Lightning Rod, as an example, was the first RMC to do things that insane. That to that level of force. Like you say, Mikhile, it's violent. It's a violent coaster. Like you like that about it, but was it too violent?
But think about how much force it's putting on.
Yeah, exactly.
They marketed the topper track to be able to withstand more force than traditional wooden coasters can. Yeah. But when it comes to a material like wood, it's gonna have its limit.
Yeah.
Like no matter how much you market it to be able to market its strength, it has to have a limit at some point. And having a strong LSM launch on
maybe
there.
The retrack is literally just Dollywood saying we want this thing to last forever, like make it last forever. Like we're not
sure, and why wouldn't they? Because it's such a world class experience.
Yeah,
I don't know. Surely it's deeper than that, because they're doing it like for on RMC, like doing it for nothing. They're just doing it because, well, I don't know. This is like what I've heard. This is what I've heard a lot of people saying. I'm
not sure.
They agreed that they like it was. This is obviously this is like rumors, right?
Yeah.
But this is like apparently good information from. I can't remember who was saying it now, but it's someone's
Alan Shilkey's auntie who knows Dave. Dunkin'
Donuts. It was the guy at just.
No. I heard it in one of Miley Cyrus's songs because
But apparently though, it's like it was kind of like it's either they were gonna take RMC to like basically court because they're having so many issues with it, and if you look at it, they made like a massive statement on that board saying Lightning Rod is closed for Rocket like RMC, like actually named the manufacturer. Like who does that when a ride goes down? It's a very uncommon thing to happen. So they like expressly stated so Rocky Mountain Construction can do some work on it. So I don't know. I feel like I've personally, the way I feel like it, and a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say, is like this is had to happen, and it's almost like what RMC are good at doing is going like, look, we'll fix it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll work on it. And I don't know if you saw like the documentary on the building of Lightning Rod, but they even said there was like, we've never done anything like this before, but we'll see it through to the end no matter what.
Yeah,
and that kind of seems like their like mindset rather than other manufacturers. They're like, no, we'll see it through to the end. So I think that, like, I agree with you, Mikhile. They have got a lot of, you know, they're still very early on. They've got a lot of way to go. I feel like they're not like kind of like Gerstlauer, who are just like, not our problem. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they handle the snags, don't they?
Yeah,
they own up to and I mean, that could be true. To be honest, I'm not clued up enough to know that, you know, definitively, but I mean Fred Grubb seems like you know, a very sincere person. You know, the owner of RMC, Fred Grubb, seems like a very sincere person. He seems like the type of person who would you know, willingly own up to mistakes or misjudgments, you know, on behalf of the company. He doesn't seem like a disingenuous person in that sense. So I mean, I'm like,
what I think it is with RMC is why people always go for them is I think it's the passion behind them, behind every project that they do. If they get a brief from a park that says we want something done that's never been done before, then they're obviously going to look at it and go, all right, what can we do? Now, if it gets to a point where I don't know, man, I think that there's always been some sort of insurance policy in the way where if things did go tits up, they would fix it. Like, because it is such a crazy coaster, and I think a lot of RMCs are. It must say somewhere when the park receives it and it's done, it's built and it's handed over to the park. Any problems, let us know, you know, and we'll fix it, basically. But a lot,
most likely,
like you said, Sean, a lot of companies don't do that. They go,
nah,
look after it, it's yours. There you go. Need any steel, let us know.
I've always had that thought though with the rate that they were going up was like, it's such a new concept. It's like surely it takes like at least a decade to really work out like it, you know, what are the aging issues of this. Like you never know. And it's like, you know, I think it was like X-Car, was it, who had like the coupling issues on the trains at one point where they were weak, and suddenly they all had to shut all of them down
and then redo
until they sorted that out.
Yeah,
you know, I'm just thinking like one day there's going to be something that crops up with RMCs.
I do know that RMC aren't marketing the top of track, you know, conversion or just like top of track coaster model anymore. Like parks can still buy it if that's, you know, like if that's what they want, but RMC aren't
pushing
like
it.
pushing it or advertising it.
Why do you think that is? Like, what? Why do you not think?
I don't think it can do as much as the iBox.
Well, that's all. Like the problems that Lightning Rod has had.
I think it's because they've put the money into developing the iBox.
Yeah, so much.
Now the Raptors.
Why promote an old product?
Yeah.
It's the same with, like, you don't see Apple promoting their old iPhones, do you?
True.
Yeah.
Good point.
Once you have a new product, you're going to want people to get that because that's where your investment's gone.
But
they've probably seen that they can do much more with the iBox. They're more durable.
Probably make more money.
They've seen what they can do with the Raptor single rail tracks.
Or maybe
and
they're fed up
then
of
hopefully
being
the T-Rex later on.
Yeah, maybe they're fed up of being called a wooden roller coaster.
But I'd say
that was part of their niche.
Yeah,
that was their niche
from then. But now, you look at the Raptor track now, and everything they're doing, it's completely not a wooden coaster anymore.
No, I wouldn't. It's not. I wouldn't consider an iBox is not a wooden coaster, is it? It's
no.
But I'd say
it might have wooden supports.
Yeah, it's not wooden, is it?
It's not wooden.
Like
it's a hybrid, and it's steel track on.
But to the general public, it's a wooden coaster because
that's it. The way it looks off ride is, you know, I don't know, but
There's
for me,
a funny story. Someone I know, right, went to Cedar Point, and she was like hyping it up in her head. Oh, she can't wait to go, and she went, and like she's not an enthusiast. She's a non-enthusiast. She went to Cedar Point, and she didn't ride Steel Vengeance because she thought it was a wooden coaster, and she hates wooden coasters. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You missed out on the best coaster in the park."
Yeah,
because you thought it was a wooden coaster.
You can see.
I was like, oh man, I was heartbroken for her because I knew she would have loved it as well.
I'd love to try a topper track and an iBox, like one after the other. I'd just love to try, just to know, like, is there a difference? Because I know most people say there isn't. There doesn't feel like there is a difference, but surely there must be, because it's like.
I feel like there is. I just feel like there's a bigger difference between topper track coasters and traditional wooden coasters than there is between topper track coasters and iBox coasters.
I imagine it's more like does the topper track feel more like like an Intamin prefab?
Yeah, it does. Maybe a little bit smoother, but yeah, like it's more akin to the Intamin prefabs, and iBox coaster just feels like a steel coaster.
Yeah, it just
it's that's the thing. You've ridden Untamed, haven't you? You know.
Yeah, there. And I come off it, and I was like, I'll come off it, and I was like, well, I realised that the structure of it is just for looks.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like you don't need to have
and that was the whole marketability of it. Having a coaster that looks like a wooden coaster, but it can go upside down. It can do a lot of different, elements that we haven't seen before on any kind of coasters, let alone just steel ones.
Yeah, it's just crazy how we don't have one in the UK yet. Like it's so crazy if you think about everywhere that's got one. Like and we don't have one yet. It's annoying.
Do you think, Pete? Do you think though that like it would be? Just take away enthusiasts from it. Do you think it would have the appeal if someone looked at a wooden coat? Because you hear the comments, people walking past Wicker Man. Like, I still feel like in this country, like there's this with the general public, there's this kind of feeling that like they're unsafe still. I don't know what it is, and
they don't look as modern. I think from the
wooden coasters or RMC iBox coasters.
No, I'm saying is wooden coasters.
Right.
Public. In the UK, like when you hear some comments, people going, "I'm not going on that; it's wooden." Do you know what I mean? And
Jamie's just put in the chat. There's definitely still a big stigma against woodies, even with Wicker Man.
Yeah. So I think as soon as someone in this country, as soon as they saw there was like it's a wooden coaster and it goes upside down and it's got a lap bar. No, you know what I mean? So I don't know if parks are thinking. Because I think it would be a success. Don't get me wrong, it would. But I think from Park's point of view,
it would need the right marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But to say that Wicker Man still has a stigma on it,
but they did good marketing, but they did some stupid marketing. Well, the first coaster to combine wood and fire. It's just like, what are you trying to do with marketing? What are you trying to do?
Again, it worked though. It worked. Like
it got people talking about it, but it's like
it was like the 13 marketing. It's like everyone goes, "Oh, it's so stupid." It's like, yeah, but that 13, like that was like that increased their attendance. I think it like doubled or tripled their attendance for that year because of the marketing for 13. Even though
I think my favourite marketing that Merlin have ever done was for Storm Surge.
Surge?
You're gonna have to remind me of that one.
The headless monks that were discovered roaming around the site where they were excavating to put the ride in.
What?
I didn't never see any of this.
Storm Surge.
Yeah.
Jamie, do you know about this?
Luke has made a good point. Luke is going to be on the show as well next week. So yeah.
A real white knuckle ride. Headless monk seen by workmen forces. Or parks relocate water slide.
It's just a rubber dinghy rapid.
That's ridiculous.
I remember being so disappointed when that was like, when they revealed that, because it was all sectioned off, wasn't it? And they said new for like 2012, and it turned out to be just that Cypress Gardens water slide. Made it sound like this big thing.
But then
hilarious.
that's just Merlin's marketing tactic
Yeah.
because as well, Swarm, where they had the mannequins that lost their arms and legs. They just went and got mannequins from Saw because they are not the test dummies that they had on the ride.
That was
I remember
great.
seeing that. That was like, what?
Because you can see in the row behind it, they just had the normal test dummies.
Oh,
Yeah, because
no.
I remember seeing that and I remember thinking that that's either genius or completely stupid because people are just going to get us unsafe. But I mean, obviously it didn't matter. And you know what blows my mind is that the Smiler, even though you know it can't be named in the newspaper about the accident being mentioned, and you know if you say to anyone Smiler and they're not an enthusiast, they go, oh, that one, that blah blah blah. Anything they can think of. But you go to Alton Towers, it's always got the longest queue. So it's just like it's not
those same people saying that will then hop on it next week.
Yeah.
Because it's like a badge of honor to come off it and be like, I did it. Like, it's got that extra fear factor to it, so it's got a little bit more adrenaline.
Definitely, yeah. I strongly agree with that.
The thing is, though, like every time,
not for us, but for
like, it's the same with anything. Like, if a plane crashes, they do an investigation, it gets safer. A roller coaster has an accident, they do an investigation. It's safer than it was before.
A lot safer.
Well, I think as a result of that, I think everywhere in Merlin and all the theme parks now are probably safer because of it. Because it was like such a
freak accident, and now that it's happened, it probably won't happen again.
Probably never. No, there's a lot of things that Merlin changed after that, as well as all the Rapids incidents as well. There's been a lot of things that they've changed, and it's taken things away from certain areas, like the fences in Catania Canyon, for example, and stuff like that. But it kind of has needed to happen with the amount of things that people get up to now in a theme park. Like, you know, it was getting to a point where people were just taking the mick, basically, trying to do things, get into ride areas and stuff like that. And I can see why they did it. But,
because people will moan about having the higher backs on, like, you know, on the Rapids now and stuff. But, like, it's better to be safe than sorry. At the end of the day.
It is, like, and you can still have fun. You can still enjoy yourself, and
like they should definitely like turn it up a little bit. Don't get me wrong, especially like Congo, but it's like we got to be careful because, like, you know what happened at Drayton Manor with the Rapids, like that just should never have happened. Even though again that was a freak thing, that if the girl hadn't gone up the lift hill, she would have been fine because she was like waist deep in the water and then nothing could have happened to her. But it was until she tried to walk up that's what happened. So it's one of them, isn't it, where it's like it's better to be safe than sorry, and people will moan. But if it was your kid on a school trip, I mean, to be honest, if anything with that, it was the school's fault in my opinion. I can't believe nothing come from the school.
Yeah,
I don't know how much everyone knows about that, but
I know nothing about it.
It was a school trip, and they were like, they were very young, and it's like you go on a school trip with primary school kids, like you make sure there's someone there and tells them not to stand up. Like it's not like it wasn't told that it's not. There's loads of signs saying don't stand up, and she stood up, unfortunately, to not get wet. And then fell overboard. So it was everything was like Drayton Manor. But for me, it was like, where's the school's responsibility in this? Like,
the school's responsibility would be from when the parents sign the form if they're kids, though. I know the schools will have some sort of responsibility, but they would have covered themselves with a waiver of like the kid has to follow the rules of the park,
right?
Something like that. Because I took a school trip to Fort Park before. You cover yourself in the print,
and all the risk assessment is actually done by the park as well, usually.
Like because they know when a school group's there, don't they?
No, for organising a school trip, obviously you've got to do risk assessment. The school will have to do risk assessment all the way transport up to the park. But like Fort Park, Alton Towers actually provide schools with a risk assessment that they've already carried out about the entirety of the park.
I do remember something similar like that when we organised our trips at high school. but we didn't have any part of that. We were just bringing people up and getting prices and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a very unfortunate event. But like you say, for every, everything that happens on a ride, it will get safer and safer and safer and safer. If you just got your cat.
You are?
What have you just
What have you got?
Like a bag of vape stuff.
Oh, right.
Oh.
What was your cat? What is it? And stole your cat?
Dragged it out.
I thought it was like a massive bag of
Come say
chocolate
that,
coins.
Clay.
Yeah, chocolate coins. Treasure.
I thought it was just chocolate coins.
Treasure. Yeah, it's a really bad situation, but yeah, like everything gets better. Mikhile, do you want to talk about Busch Gardens and their events that they have?
Jeez, I can't. It's 40. It's 22. I can't believe how fast that went.
Oh, jeez.
All the time. yeah, I can talk about
because you obviously know a bit more about Busch Gardens than all of us, probably.
Yeah, so I think it came out either yesterday or the day before, I think it was, that Busch Gardens Williamsburg is going into year-round operations now. They released a special event like schedule that starts on the 15th. I think they're going to be doing. So usually they have they'll have like their Christmas Town event, which goes on until maybe like the first weekend in January, and then from there they'll close for the off season and then open up like mid-March, like parks normally do.
Yeah.
From this year, and apparently this is something that they've been wanting to do for a good few years now, several years. They have a whole host of events lined up from January the 15th all the way through February, all the way through March, and then into
Looks like all the way into May.
Yeah, and then
it's a little bit cut off. I can just read it.
Yeah,
it all on there.
Winter weekends, then Mardi Gras, then St. Patrick's Day, and then I don't know what the last one is.
It's the food and wine festival that they normally do every year. It's usually a little later on in the year though. They usually have it around.
Oh, and then there's more.
There you go.
And then Kids Weekend, Summer Nights, Beer Fest, which is just Oktoberfest, I'm assuming. Running from July all the way through to September, though.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Howler Scream, Count Spooktacular. That's weird. 2 Halloween events. Okay.
The Count Spooktacular. So
Christmas
Busch Gardens has a Sesame Place area just for kids, and they do their like little kids Halloween events under the event Count Spooktacular.
Oh, so
while Howler Scream is going on.
The main event is running all the way through, and then you've got Spooktacular.
Yeah.
Starting later, but
well, no. If you look at the dates are the
not.
Oh no.
Howler Scream starts earlier.
Yeah, Howler Scream. Usually, yeah. So, but they're going to be running at the same time.
They run alongside
just
one.
Count
That's pretty
Spooktacular
cool.
Starts a little bit later.
Another
It's
park out from Disney running for a year now.
It's just to be a bit more inclusive of and give the kids something special to do for Halloween as well. But go on, Sean.
I was going to say, I was just like, this to me, it's good news, but it also, to me, it shows like they're struggling as well. If they've decided to go ahead and open it up all year.
Like it's like I said, apparently it is something that they've been looking to do for a few years now. The Busch Gardens Tampa down in Florida is a 365 park that's open year round. I'm not sure if they're wanting to just kind of test the waters at Busch Williamsburg with year-round ops and just do weekends through these winter months and before they go into daily operations and stuff.
Mikhile, what's the climate change difference like down?
It's not too dissimilar to what we see over here.
Right. Okay. So it does get pretty brutal in the winter months then. Like,
I mean, like it can.
I suppose,
but like
can't it?
it can, but like they have their share of mild days throughout the winter months as well, and that will have gone into their decision making of, you know, feeling like they're able to do it.
Yeah,
they obviously have the demand for it, because like Christmas Town reaches capacity every year. So like they have the demand there. People want to go, and it's not. I like to think of Virginia as the southernmost northern state on the East Coast. Like it's not way up in the Northeast with like the New Yorks and the Connecticuts and the New Hampshires and all of that. But it's not so far down south as like Georgia and Florida and the Carolinas and stuff. It's kind of like it's a mid-Atlantic state. So like so in the winter months they'll get they'll get colder weather. They'll get like, you know, like maybe waves of snow. But like I said, they'll have their share of days where it's not too cold. So some of those major coasters will probably be able to operate like in the kind of temperatures that they get.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they have,
and you know that from experience.
Sure, yeah. And if they have the demand for it, like I said, I mean, why not? And like you said, Sean, like they will be struggling financially to some degree.
Isn't?
And exactly. And to me, it's just like, it seems like a really smart move to me. It just seems like,
it's like the perfect
what a better time to try it, you know?
I can seriously see Blackpool, if they had the choice to, they might stay open all from if they open. I know it's kind of a bit off topic, but the only part we've always said that would probably do it in the UK first. And I do think that if we come out of this lockdown and we end up not going back into another lockdown into next year, then I think they will stay open all the way through. I really do. I can really see Blackpool doing that. And they will run whatever they can run at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
just about like how parks gauge the demand they get for winter events, because if they see, it's all about return on investment, right? Like if they see that there's a lot of people wanting to visit, and there's a lot of potential revenue to be made, then they'll try and equip themselves the best they can to put on something and, you know, give the rides or like make sure that the rides have the capability of running through whatever kind of lower temperatures.
Towers was kind of testing the water with that this year anyway.
Well, they need
the
to
winter walks and stuff.
Yeah, what I was going to say was like they need to create the kind of, they need to make people come back. Like most families will go to Alton Towers probably once a year because they're like, we've been once, it doesn't matter. But as soon as you start putting on events like Busch Gardens are doing and what they've been experimenting with this year with Oktoberfest,
SeaWorld San Antonio just announced the same thing a little earlier on as well.
Really?
Yeah, SeaWorld. Yeah, I think just SeaWorld are trying to move all of their properties, if they can, over to year-round ops.
If you look at, like, it's just, you look at Disney and Universal do it to a degree as well. Like,
sorry, my droid cam's been stupid tonight.
They do it like
Go on, Sean, what were you saying?
That if you look at like Disney, the reason they are so successful and so popular and get people coming back all the time is because they have so many different events. And their parades change depending on that, and
everything changes, doesn't it?
Same with like Universal when they do the Mardi Gras and
it's like
things like that.
It's like a season. Everything's seasoned, and they've been doing it for years and years and years, and it works. It does work. I mean, the amount of money they make over Christmas at Disney, even at Disneyland Paris as well, like when they do all that stuff.
It's just trying to get people, like, just offer something that that they'll come back for. And I think, like we were saying, like,
you saw it at Universal as well. Like their Christmas event was packed out. This year, albeit with a lower capacity, but I mean,
really?
There's still.
You think?
Yeah, it don't look like it, but yeah. And
the thing is, these other parks that are trying to do these events need to compete with Universal and Disney if they're in the States, surely. And you got to think Universal, what they've got the Grinch to pull from for Christmas. They've all got characters.
Yeah.
as well. So for these
put a hat on
other
Mickey.
parks, yeah, all the Disney characters, they're pretty versatile.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'd
so
love
if
to
you're
see- I'd
if you're
love to
over
see
in the
a parade.
States, you've just got to think about
Parade
the
at Alton Towers,
competition.
you just say.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I don't know how they'd do it, but I'd love to see it. Like,
Yeah.
They should.
I just think
maybe
like,
one that goes around the lake.
A lot of walking.
Yeah, I think like if the
that'd
problem
be
is
possible.
like if with Tower Street, because
Cavalcade.
if they did something with, if they just like maybe took out some of the fountains and stuff, and created a natural run through it, I think there could be a lot done to Tower Street to make it just a little bit better. I think. I'd like to see it go back to its original paint. You know how it used to be, where it wasn't.
With all the bricks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
with all the bricks, and it just looked more like traditional. It looked quite cool. Maybe like just something a little bit more modern, you know. And just imagine like having it all lit up as well, and you know, properly lit up. And then maybe just a little room in the middle where they could have parades and stuff. And they've got a lot of stuff to pull from. Like they've got all the CBB stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff to enable like year-round ops and 365 ops and stuff like that, do we know much of what Efteling does? Because they're open.
Yeah.
They're open three. Well, I don't know if it's 365 days a year, but it's year-round, isn't it?
All I know that they do is they just have like the winter, which is kind of Christmassy and all that. I'm not sure what else
Aren't they doing
do.
this new? Aren't they building? Because we speak to Lev, don't we? Obviously, it works there. Aren't they doing this new winter themed? Was it like a camp area or something that they've got going on there? I don't know what
They've
it
had
was.
that. I think they've
Maybe,
had that for. They've had like.
No, they're
I
building
think
something
big-
now.
Oh, they're building something.
Yeah, they're building something now. We had
I
a
don't know
look
what.
at it.
I mean, they're always up.
Can't remember now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing at the minute, but like when we went in 2019, we could see them starting to make the thing like it's like a big fire pit area, and it had like all just like different like winter food stalls and things like that.
I
They
think,
have a bit.
that might have been what it was, but it might
It
be
might have
like
been just
an
a-
extension to that. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
maybe just like a more permanent version of it because it's not permanent at Efteling.
Well, maybe it did that well. That's what they're probably going for, which is cool.
They do the fairy tale weekend thing, which is you could either a hotel room or you can actually get a holiday house in natural surroundings, so kind of like within walking distance of the park.
Sounds awesome.
So it's just kind of like a little holiday home.
So
I'm just thinking-
much
and rent
area,
out.
man.
I'm just thinking about like whatever.
I don't think it's owned by them. I think it's in partnership with the people that own the hotels and
they bought
holiday homes and stuff.
There's a park that they did buy, which is like holiday homes, and they bought the land off this family because weirdly, the someone was like, my granddad used to own this land on one of my videos of Efteling, like the holiday park, and then they sold it to Efteling. So unless it's just a different.
Oh
one.
no, yeah, Holiday Village, Efteling.
Yeah.
Just literally like.
It used to be
minute walk.
operated by, like you say, a different, like an actual family, but then they sold it to Efteling. And
Stay in a holiday home located in the woods or at the edge of a lake.
it's mad. It's mad that Efteling is. I think it's like the second biggest tourist attraction in Europe, like visitor wise.
Wow.
Yeah, like they
because it's not really got like
people
if you go
flock
there,
to it.
I love it, but I'm tolerant of like other cultures, and I just think there's some people who are not like they're intolerant, but if they go on a ride and they can't understand, you know, like if people go to Paris and they're like, well, it's all in French.
Yeah.
Well,
they can't
I know what you mean.
you know what I mean? So
it's like when you go to Benidorm and all the taxi drivers speak Spanish.
I was like that. REC at Porto.
How dare they?
That was difficult. But yeah, no, Spanish like it's not easy.
And this is the this is the thing that I kind of think it's like for a park over here to go into year-round ops and offer enough, you know, like events and other ancillary things other than the rides and attractions during year-round ops. Is the inclination to go to a park in the winter months really there amongst the UK public?
I think if they create
they need the events.
If for example, like Warwick Castle, like they did an amazing nighttime walk this year, and they could only have locals, but it was like sold out, and obviously it was like limited capacity anyway.
Right.
But if they do things like that, and what Alton Towers did this year, they had the whole the walk through the gardens again in the Christmas period.
Right.
And if they do things like if they put events on, then I feel like people will go.
Yeah.
But if people just go, well, why are we going to go to? We went in the summer. Why are we going to go to a theme park in the winter? And
when it's cold, so I don't want to be there.
It's like,
that's what I'm thinking. But like you said, if you give them a reason, if you give them actual incentive.
But they would need to do something for the adults as well to justify opening the entire park, not just like what they've been doing.
Yeah, and that's the crunch point, isn't it? How are we going to do
that?
Like,
the thing is, quite a lot of the rides in the UK, apart from stupidly cold days that which are a rarity.
Like today is pretty cold.
Yeah.
But they're usually quite rare for us.
Yeah, they are.
We are usually a bit milder.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our rides can operate in that range as long as that all like what Colossus has under the station, they have infrared heaters on the wheels.
Right.
As long as they have something like that set up in the station, it is actually able to run because the wheels stay hot enough.
It. And I wonder if parks in this country would
a lot of coasters in the UK could run. It's just they close because it's colder. Not as many people are going to go out if they're not doing the events.
Yeah.
And it's just they can then go, okay, we'll close everything, have all this time to do maintenance and all the upkeep, and then the rest of the year not have to close a ride to do its annual maintenance.
I think
whereas in year-round ops, like you can just schedule in like scheduled maintenance for rides. Like the park may still be open, the ride may be closed while the park's open still because it may need to be during a maintenance schedule. But I mean, a maintenance schedule is going to last somewhere between 2 weeks and maybe a month and a half, like they do at Florida's parks. It's doable.
Yeah,
but then wouldn't maintenance be a bit quicker? Like, wouldn't the turnaround be a bit quicker at the Florida parks because of the sheer capacity they've got, like workman wise?
Sure, yeah. And I mean that's another factor that goes into the like our parks, how they gauge the return on investment. Like I said, you know. Like, do they have
if they
the amount of demand coming in to justify the operational cost, the maintenance cost?
Keep it all
it's also like rehiring, because obviously they're going to lose a lot of their staff who are going back home from uni and stuff. So they'll have to do a whole new rehire that a lot of parks have to do in America.
Well, like that would just go more back to a human resources kind of point of view, because the reason they have a bunch of people hired that are only there temporarily is it's a seasonal position. That is what they are hired as.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing a maintenance team for 365 ops, they would advertise that position as full-time year round.
Right. Yeah, you would have to.
Maintenance. You're not going to have seasonal. You're not going to have like the maintenance guys. I'm pretty sure
they could offer both. They could offer.
I don't imagine.
Actually, no. I think James has got a point. You could have more mechanics during the main season and maintenance staff because there's more. The ride runs more.
Yeah,
it runs.
I can't. Obviously, we don't look. We don't know because we don't work at the park. Unless there's someone here who knows about the maintenance crews. But in my head, I'm like, I don't feel like the maintenance team.
I'm not just thinking of maintenance teams.
Well,
even in terms of
you would have more
ride hosts and ride ops.
Yeah.
During the summer, it's going to be busier. You have your seasonal summer staff.
Yeah,
but you also have a full time.
They do that anyway. There's loads of people I know who work at Alton Towers full time, and then when it's not open, they'll just go into maintenance mode and they'll just go around weed whacking and repainting stuff. Like they'll just
that depends on how they hired. Majority of staff at Towers and Fortplow are hired as seasonal, and it is
majority.
They have to be off contract each year.
They've got the. What I'm saying is
during the like off season, it'll like the budget that they can pay everyone on their payroll that do come in the off season will be less. So like they'll only be able to take on certain staff members, usually supervisors and managers and stuff, to go in to do like, you know, like help with landscaping and things of that nature. That was the case at Lightwater Valley. Like I tried to get in, you know, on days when the park was closed. I'd go to my manager, be like, yo, I mean, if you need any more help doing anything around the park, around the park during closed days, then I mean, just hit my line, innit? Like I'm here.
Well,
and it was hardly ever the case that they needed to bring me in.
Yeah.
Or more to the point, they wanted to keep the amount of people they would have to pay on those days, not as low as possible, but a bit more manageable than they would in the summer.
Well, that's my point. Is like what my point was like what you're saying, James, was like they already do that, so it wouldn't be a big stretch to carry on just doing that anyway, because there are a lot of people who aren't just seasonal there, apart from like managerial stuff. Like I think we was in, what was it? It was not this season. It was in 2019. We were in the pizza and pasta buffet, and we were like the last customers going in, and I was talking to the guy behind the counter. He was like really talkative, and I was like, "Oh, this is your last day then?" Because it was the last day of the season. He was like, "No, I'll be working right through till next year now." So that was the first time I'd heard someone like working all the way through. How was it when you were there, Sam? Was there a lot of people?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say before.
So as a ride host, there was, I'd say it's 50-50 split on the station, like who was full-time and who was just there contracted for a season.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. We've got more than one person that's worked at parks now.
Yeah.
I've not got as much experience.
Operator's corner.
That's quite cool.
Oh, that's
Wait, what was the main topic we was talking about for people in the chat, and then for me to get back on track as well? It was about
basically
whether the park could
capability
open
of year-round
20.
ops, wasn't it?
Yeah, all around.
Yeah.
And who here's been to Winter Wonderland? I assume all of us.
No,
I've
I
actually been to
haven't.
Wonderland.
I need to remortgage before.
But I have reported on it for the last
Right?
7.5 years. So
No, mortgage before I spend
It's
£9
fine
on
going
a
there. If you like, I think I
It's
only went on
expensive, innit?
2 or 3 rides when I was there.
yeah.
I spent a
'Cause
good
I was like-
£100 when I last went there.
How much?
Yeah,
God.
because
100 quid
I
easy.
didn't have the money, but like
Like
getting in was
1,800.
free. Getting in's free.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
lovely, but yeah, going on rides.
See, this is the thing.
Trip
If
to
you look
Orlando
at-
or Winter Wonderland. I don't want to go to.
But this is the thing. Like, we're thinking about these parks. Could they open and could it be profitable for them? Surely they could find a way to make every season profitable. Because look at Winter Wonderland. The weather's often horrible there. Yet try and queue for a beer, try and queue for a ride, try and queue for a hot dog. No matter what the prices are, it's going to be a long wait.
I guess
That place is packed
location
out.
is key as well. With that being with that being in the middle of London, and it not being available in warmer months, because I mean, why would it be?
Isn't
That's
it?
cool.
Yeah.
What Lucas
You know
just
what I
said
mean?
in the chat.
Yeah.
Have you read that? Majority of
Just
staff
have a
at
look.
FOP are only seasonal, but are in work over 1 to 2 months before the park opens, so you only have 3 months off. That's pretty
Okay.
cool. That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, because
So how come they're in?
they'll have to do like ops training and stuff
okay.
like that, won't they?
Yeah, but what if
Yeah.
you're seasoned staff, Luca? How does that work then? Like, I'm interested. I'll ask him that next week when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
With
That's
London,
cool though.
yeah, that is cool.
It is usually the case. He is right.
With,
I don't know about FOP specifically, but yeah.
with London, like you say, what we were saying, like location is
I
a
know what
big
you're gonna say. Yeah.
Winter Wonderland. It's
Smack
you know,
dab in
there's
the
a lot of
middle
people
the
who will just, because you're seeing in London now, there's lots of these little places that are opening up, you know, little squares where they just have like a outdoor bar.
Yeah.
Mini Wonderland.
Yeah, people go there after work. That's pretty much what Winter Wonderland is to a certain
Basically,
extent,
yeah.
isn't it? It's like people finish work and meet up
I
with
just
friends and stuff.
thought it was like
Yeah,
Thorpe,
it's a good
not
point.
too bad to get to over winter.
Towers, absolute nightmare.
Towers.
Yeah.
If it's icy, Jesus.
If it's icy on those roads,
Christ,
forget
getting
it.
down.
Forget about it.
And don't the buses
Yeah.
stop as well? Don't the buses stop?
Yeah,
I
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
trust
sure.
those
I'm
buses.
pretty sure they
That
do.
journey in
Yeah,
winter.
because
But
There
that's
was-
to do with the season.
But
There was an-
Blackpool,
there was an incident, if you remember,
Blackpool's
ages
easy to
ago,
get
a
to.
school coach. Do you remember when they come off the road around Alton Towers? That was awful. That was.
no, I don't actually remember.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
and I think that might have changed. I think that might have been a reason why they stopped doing like the buzzes and stuff around there because it was just insane. Like,
But it is mental, isn't it? It's like
but I don't think that
need
that
better
wasn't even
transport
like
links.
that wasn't even bad weather though. That was just like a normal season day. But yeah, Alton Towers. Is
I just saw the carousel bars.
Yeah.
So bad.
Them things.
Yeah.
Going on them, you're like, oh yeah, chilling, having a drink.
Yeah.
By the time you get off, I'm like, where did I come in?
Yeah. It's the most disorientating experience you'll ever have.
Just no idea where you are. And you're like, wait, I'm not moving anymore. Oh, God,
It's always like, you know, when you get off of a rapids ride
I was
and you've
gonna
got
say, is it like
the
that?
rotating turntable.
man.
It's like that.
Yeah.
You take a step off that carousel and suddenly it's like, what is happening? You can feel gravity
we're not
so
moving
much.
anymore.
Is it like a recommended time you can spend there? Because I could imagine just spending like 2
Oh,
hours there.
I spent a genuine about an hour and a half, 2 hours on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was big.
It doesn't go as fast as a normal carousel. to
Well,
be
no,
fair.
Yeah, it's
but
very
that's
slow, but-
also a bad point because you probably get used to it. And then
But
as soon as you wait,
you also really need to pick your seat because
science behind it.
no, some people if you get
Tactics.
really motion sick, do not sit facing out.
Oh well,
towards
that's
stuff
me
around
done
you.
then.
But if you sit looking towards the center of the carousel, because the bar's there, it's blocking your view of stuff behind.
Ah, right, okay.
You don't
with
really
you.
feel like you're moving anymore.
if
It's
I
because
come out of
Basically,
a
just
stationary
focus,
stuff.
focus on a fixed thing and you'll be fine.
if I come out of a pub after like 2 hours, just a normal pub, I'm like swaying as it is, like off a carousel. Just adds a new element.
I have seen a fair few people fall off of it, and it's quite funny.
Oh,
I
my God.
imagine it is.
Just have a camera there, like.
Oh yeah, just literally just
It's always
a carousel
muddy as
camera.
well, so
Always muddy.
it's always got a bit of a comedy splat. I actually got splashed by someone that fell over and splatted some like mud at me. I was like, "What are you doing?" But then I realised I can't have a go at them because they're covered. they came out worse.
That's amazing.
That is
It's always
That is
the
funny.
oh yeah, let's go to Winter Wonderland in high heels.
Oh no!
You're in a muddy field.
Yeah.
Ah,
Get stuck in.
They put down those little plastic like
They don't do
cutouts, like the little jigsaw floor.
Yeah,
but
no, they do.
they come
They're
apart.
fine. They're fine
it
until
rains.
a
You get
woman
wet.
that is very drunk wearing heels and then goes, "Oh yeah," la, la, and then just walks off of them anyway.
You've
Is
seen
there
many
any
people
very-
fall in heels then at Winter Wonderland.
It's quite funny.
People falling in general. Let's talk about this absolutely insane coaster coming out of I can't pronounce the name. Six Flags. What is it?
Do we have to?
Falcon's Flag. What? How do you say the Six Flags name?
Qiddiya.
Is it
Six Flag-
Qiddiya?
I think so, yeah.
Qiddiya,
Six Flags
all right.
Qiddiya.
So you want my stats?
Yeah, one sec. Let me just say something though. Right, okay, so we saw the render, which was obviously the part going, this is gonna be absolutely insane. But then they showed another video, I think it was last week or like just the end of last week, I think, and you could see it was in No Limits 2, and it looked
There was
just
some
like
NL2 renderings.
yeah,
on it,
it showed NL2. The track was white. It looks like everything else from Ferrari World. So it's like, is it gonna be this insane? But James does have some stats for us, so this will be interesting. What do you think of these?
So, is this the stats that I got before? Because that didn't.
That was
seem-
such a smooth segue, James.
Yeah,
Come on,
the,
man.
No,
the-
I found them.
And go.
He set that up perfectly.
No, they had.
Perfect through ball, and you've skied it over the crossbar.
Yeah.
How
I
do you
think they've
feel?
changed the article since I last looked at it.
Oh, it
Legitimately.
was too far fetched.
Because no, they actually had the conversions into like miles and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
what? Oh.
Yeah, now I don't have it. So track will be
Replay
around 4 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, have a vertical cliff dive maneuver into a 160-meter deep valley. It will
Around
use-
525 feet.
Yeah, it will use
That's
LSMs. What was
Wait,
it?
500?
Mm-hmm.
About 500 foot, yeah. And if I remember it right, it was it will be close to 250 kilometers an hour, which is about 155 miles an hour.
Yep.
Plus,
Yeah.
apparently.
What's
so
that? 6 miles an hour faster than Formula Rossa.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just don't see it. I mean, I hope it does. I think the
it
problem
would be
is that
awesome
it was
if
that,
it happened.
yeah, it was that original render.
The thing,
I always said that original render just looked like 11-year-old kid had been given like Planet Coaster for
You
Christmas.
know what it looks like?
Literally.
You know, every mobile roller coaster game that you see. That's
Yes.
what it looks like.
Oh no! Yes, that is perfect. Like the Smiler game.
Yeah.
They came up with, and it looked nothing like the actual Smiler.
No, it just looks like someone's just like them VR roller coaster games you get, James. Them
God!
Like the mad simulation ones. Like, I mean, diving off a cliff at 500 feet would be pretty cool. But are they going to do it? Do you think they'll do it?
So will it? Are they? Obviously, we don't know much. Is because it's off the cliff. In that picture you've got up there, would that be the 500-foot drop?
No,
or
that's
coming off a
lift hill
cliff.
and a drop, that isn't it?
Yeah, so then it goes. If I remember rightly, it goes onto a cliff, doesn't it, and then comes down.
Yeah.
Let me see
So,
if I can move it without-
Will it be a 500 drop?
Nope.
500-foot drop, or it would just be like the?
It's a 525-foot drop off of a cliff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's once it goes up because it launches up the cliff, I think, and then it's after it gets to the top and comes back down.
I feel like it's going to be one of them things where everyone's going to be like, is it 500 or is it like 320? Because you know what I mean? Like it's going to be like
the Orion syndrome.
Yeah, literally. Be like,
my thing is like, so I'm starting to think that some approximation of this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Just because it's like
it's been mega.
Six Flags doesn't have as much to do with this park as people seem to think it does. It's just they're just partnered with.
Is it kind of like a franchise?
A company. They're just partners with a company out in Saudi Arabia who want to put a whole heap of money into tourism and just leisure attractions in Saudi Arabia, it seems, and apparently it's being backed by the Saudi government as well. Like it seems like it's being backed by investors and like very like stupidly wealthy investors, and then like the Saudi government, which makes me think like I said, some version of what we're seeing is going to happen. Whether it's this outlandish or not, obviously we won't know until it actually happens. But I think that like I'm feeling like some version of it will. But just like even if it does, it's just like when you think of how coasters are progressing now and how they look and how creative they're looking, they're not focusing on height, they're not focusing on
it's a very backwards approach
super speed. Yeah, it's like
a coaster, isn't it?
It doesn't look like, and like I'm not hyped to go see it.
I honestly think, Mikhile, it's for that, so they can title it and go world's biggest, world's fastest roller coaster in our theme park.
It will.
I think that's it.
It's gonna I don't know. I guess I'm speaking from like enthusiast brain. Like a lot of people are gonna look at that and think, oh, the world's tallest and fastest coaster. We should go on holiday and go ride that. And like this I imagine it's gonna draw a lot of people in, especially people going to Dubai, because apparently I think I've heard it is only like an hour flight away from Dubai. And like it's going to be something that people can tack onto their holidays to Dubai and stuff, and just the UAE in general. But just for me personally, again, like enthusiast brain, like, but it's like it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing to me, to be honest.
Nah, it does. I think the problem is like
it's gonna be white.
I mean, other than the Warner Bros. Park, is it the Warner Brothers Park, the one that's in
Indoors, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, indoor one.
Yeah,
that looks really cool.
That looks good.
That looks really good.
I'd love to see that.
But like Ferrari World just looks way too clinical for me. Obviously, want to go there.
It's very sterile.
But it doesn't look like it doesn't look like my type of park. So I think most of them parks over there is they do just look a bit lifeless. Like they don't really go to town on the theming, but they do need this. I think that area does, because if you watch like any vlogs from Ferrari World, like even before like this whole pandemic. Like it always just looks dead, man. Like it looks so dead. And
Yeah.
I don't
Like
think
almost
we're
like a
getting-
mall. Like it
Yeah,
kind of look like
yeah.
feels like a big mall with a roller
Yeah.
coaster in it.
And that's been a
Hit the nail
thing
on the
about
head.
that's been a thing about those parks out in the United Arab Emirates. They just haven't seen like, you know, the influx of guests going to those parks.
So they need more parks. Those establish themselves more of as a almost like Orlando style destination where you can go to a few different parks. I mean, it's still
Or
if it's still
they
an
could
hour
go
from
the
Orlando.
opposite way. Because the reason the Orlando works, like, there's the massive parks.
Yeah.
Some of them have less good theming than others.
Mhm.
Whereas, what if they just focused on one really, really crazily themed, done up park? That could, rather than having loads of different investments going on at the same time, just have one really
don't
like
know,
mega
they could
park,
do.
basically.
They could do, but I still don't think that's enough because, like, is there Universal there? No.
I don't think so. No.
don't think so.
There's one that open. Oh no, it's not there. I think it was like
There's one in Singapore.
Singapore. What's the newest Universal that opened?
The one with
Beijing.
the like clone of the Hulk and
It's Beijing.
Transform.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it? Yeah, because they can't get the people there apparently. Like this, apparently you walk around there and it's just dead.
Is it opened yet?
No, well then I don't know which one it was, but it was the latest Universal that opened in one of the Asian countries, and it was just like really, really dead apparently.
The new one in Beijing, I don't think it's opened yet.
I saw
one's still under
Universal
construction.
Studios Beijing, May 2021.
Yeah. So I saw that they completed construction, didn't they, recently? Like major construction. But
they've ramped up their marketing for it.
Was they couldn't attract people there. So these parks, like, just because this whole saying is like you build it and they will come. It's like not necessarily true. Like
yeah, Lucas just said in the chat that there was one planned for Dubai, but it was abandoned. Would be interesting to know a bit about why.
The Warner Bros part looks great, and I don't think that's had as much interest as they were hoping either. So I think if maybe they just go for the other option, which is just build loads of kind of theme park, they just need more things.
There are a few good looking parks out there, like the Warner Brothers one, like you mentioned, the Motion Gate Dubai park out there. IMG Worlds of Adventure. Like there's a few out there that look good, but I don't know, for whatever reason, and I'm pretty sure there probably is a reason. For whatever reason, they're just not getting the.
I think maybe it's like a family fit. Like it's still not seen as like a family destination yet.
It's not like
it's like a business.
A lot the hotels and everything that it's kind of cliented for is kind of upper class, just luxury holiday.
It's like where
destination, which you're not going to go with on your kids. You're a bachelor going there, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
those parks ever get like a peak season?
This
Instagram.
Do you see that? Like,
yeah.
It was mad.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, guys, it's a pandemic, and there's all these people from like Tawi there and stuff. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I don't think maybe that is it. Is that it's not yet established as?
Yeah, I think it is just
because they've still got like crazy laws, haven't they? That are just so backwards for like, especially like Western society. That I think it's not really seen as somewhere that someone wants to take the whole family. Yeah, even though I think it is pretty much safe because they're once you're inside your complex, you can drink and things like that, can't you? Yeah. It's just when you go outside of it, you can't do like, I don't know, the laws you can't do there. Can women even drive there yet? I don't even.
Yeah, they can. But
they can now.
Again, it took too long to get to it. They were well behind.
It may just take an awareness shift on our part and then a cultural shift on their part to really sway, people in that direction.
Yeah, I think the people it will attract are the cred hunters who want the tallest, the fastest, this coaster.
Oh yeah,
definitely get some people out there. Like, don't get me wrong, it will, but I don't think it will attract the audience that they think they're going to attract at the moment. Like Sean says, like it's not.
It may just take some time.
Like, I just wouldn't consider going.
Yeah,
they don't get much coverage either. Like, they haven't got their group of vloggers over there either. You know what I mean?
They might have, but-
I mean that is like half a joke, but half serious. Like I found out about a lot of parks watching vlogs. I know a lot of people that aren't enthusiasts find out about a lot of parks via YouTube because that's the platform. That's the platform. So it's very rare to see a vlog come out of Dubai. You'll see like the odd theme park worldwide or Screwy Loose or someone like that.
Isn't it? Are the people who live in that country that are actually enthusiasts, or is it such a new kind of thing with the theme parks and stuff for them that then there's not like that big?
Even enthusiasts aside, are the non-enthusiasts over there? Like, are they gonna go to theme parks as their form of leisure?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's
No. Is that something that comes to mind when they think of leisure? Like,
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Who knows?
So
Who
we
knows?
saw that with like with Japan when they first started opening theme parks up, like ages and ages ago. Like everyone kept coming off with like bleeding noses and stuff because they were like covering. They was going like that because at the time the smile was just like, or laugh or like scream was like just not something you'd do in public. So it took them for ages to like say like it's okay to do that sort of thing. So it's a bit of a cultural shift that has to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another thing.
Sounds crazy even thinking about that.
They've also got some ridiculous heat to deal with over there as well.
Yeah, all the parks are like mainly indoor.
And sandstorms, yeah.
I feel like that is possibly a reason why they have white track because of the sandstorm.
Oh yeah.
If they paint their track, that's literally getting sandblasted off. What is the point?
Yeah, it'll look like the Smiley after about 5 months. So
that and white reflects heat as well, more so than almost
apparently.
any other colour.
But there's a big documentary, isn't there, about Formula Rossa, about everything that they did for it and why they did certain things.
Was that the
and Flying Aces as well?
Yeah, Flying Aces is one of them that looks intriguing, but the reviews I've heard from, I know Chris from Screwloop said that it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, like I've heard a lot of people say that it's not great.
Chris has some weird opinions, though.
Chris has some hot takes,
but well, wait until we get Luke on the show. He's got some mad opinions.
Yeah.
Some quite hot takes.
Next
Can't
week
We're gonna
wait.
go down that.
Cool.
We're gonna go down that rabbit hole next week.
Yeah, we're gonna go
forward
down
to
some
that.
hot takes. Yeah, man. Awesome. Well, yeah.
No,
Anyway,
I've heard from most people that they prefer Flying Aces to Formula. Like,
well, that's
that's
cool.
I've heard a few
quite
people
common.
say that.
It looks
That's quite a
better.
common.
Thoughts about the Disney Paris new studio area from T. Yeah, so they're doing the. We've spoke about this on a previous podcast. That they're doing the.
Is it an
Frozen-
Iron Man opening this year?
It's a
Nice.
Star Wars Frozen Disneyland, isn't it?
I've
That's
kind of
what
lost
it is.
touch with
And
everything
Marvel.
what Disney Studios is going through.
Yeah, I haven't looked at anything. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool. Like anything expanding down there because I've not been to Disneyland Paris yet.
I've kind of just put it off
I-
as
I-
that'll be ready.
I
really,
can't
really
remember
want to go this
really.
time.
I
That'll be
can't really
amazing.
remember hearing about their last kind of major investment. I don't think they've had one.
So it
That's
says
why this is
Disney
such
Group
a
has
big thing.
announced a €2 billion or 2.47 billion investment to expand Disneyland Paris, and all 3 new theme parks have been announced around Marvel, superheroes, Frozen, and Star Wars. Work starts in 2019 for the opening estimated each zone between 2021 and 2025.
I knew Harry would have something to say about this.
Go, Harry, tell us. About it.
He goes,
All this studio development,
yeah,
just
go on.
way too late on a Slater Park. It's like 5 operating rides right now. and
Yeah, I was
something
gonna
stupid
say,
like
they-
that. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's actually
I
Disney needs a
don't
Tron.
actually think.
Yeah.
I went.
That'd be cool,
How many
Paris.
years ago?
You was a kid.
Like like possibly 15 years ago.
Yeah. You can't
I
remember
think-
anything.
I
I've
think-
asked you about it loads of times.
I think they probably still have the same rides.
Like,
Like haven't
What's
had
their
any.
last major ride? Was it Ratatouille?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was like
Okay, that wasn't there when I
2000.
was there.
They recently renovated the Haunted Mansion, didn't they? But apart from
Oh yeah,
apart from
Phantom
that,
Manor got.
Phantom Manor. My bad.
But with,
But yeah,
My
it's
mistake.
just.
with studios, because they put that up in a hurry, didn't they? Because otherwise they're going to lose the land. It
Yeah.
was like because they hadn't they had a whole deal where it's like if they didn't use the land, they'd lose it essentially. So they
Wow, I
just
didn't know
popped
that.
up. They
Opened
just
with like
popped up
2
all
rides.
these like rides, just to may say we've got it. That's why it's like kind of empty. But I think by doing that, they need to kind of like, it sounds harsh, but they need to flatten that park and kind of just like work out what they want to do with it, because it's kind of just
much
like
what they're doing.
It's,
you're talking about the studios part?
Studio,
What Disney Studios? Yeah, that's
Have you
pretty much
seen, like,
what they're doing.
That's
Yeah,
what
what they've done.
They've
They're
literally
taking like
done
a
that.
Main Street style like pathway down the middle, straight out of that like studio you come through.
Yeah.
Around like a huge lake, so the whole park's going to be around that huge lake, like building it into that. So they pretty much are flattening what it's going to be like.
I think that like there is a bit of truth to what Harry's saying. Like it's kind of just like it's gonna look awesome. I think if everything goes into that studios park that they want to.
Hey, I'm excited to have Star Wars 2 hours away, man.
Yeah, right, and then an Iron Man themed, like Rock and Roller Coaster themed to Iron Man, like
that'll be.
I mean, like, right? But
right?
it's just like how much will there be to gain when it eventually is finished?
Yeah, Avengers is
right.
Like, we need something new from Avengers because that's going to be the first one they open. That's scheduled to open this year /2022.
But that's the thing. Like,
will it be relevant?
If it was me, would I want to go next year when they've only opened one? When I know I could hold it off for a few years.
This is my
and
point.
go when they're all
It's
open.
not that far though. Like if you think about it,
we'll
jump
go
on a train and you could literally come if you wanted to. It'd be a long day. You could get there and back in the same day.
No, it wouldn't be for
Oh
James.
no, literally, I'm literally
it's-
just down the
He's
road
next to
from
the Eurotunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'm just down the road
So-
from
Well, you'd be able to
Epsom
get there
International.
quicker than you'd be able to get to all the towers.
Yeah,
Genuinely probably can.
I get there quick. It takes me longer if I go Blackpool for definite.
well, there
Like
you
from door to door. It takes
Let's have a
longer
look.
for
Let's have a
Blackpool.
look.
See how long it would take you, James.
Eurostar.
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
That's including the wait for the trains as well. Like it's quicker for me to go than Blackpool.
Well, they can wait in his bedroom. He's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight to Disneyland Paris.
Weird feeling, man.
Let's go. March, sure.
Yeah. No trains available. That's what it's gonna say.
The destination will be closed by the time you get there.
How far away is the Eurotunnel stop from your house, James? Is it in walking distance?
Technically, yeah, it would be a long walk.
Whereabouts do you live? Like what area?
Northeast, no, northwest Kent,
North.
near
Okay.
Ebbsfleet International. So
I used to live not too far from Ebbsfleet. Live just outside Dartford.
Lucas said he'd rather go to Park Asterix for their Intamin Blitz than
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah. I mean,
To be
It's
fair,
true.
same.
yeah.
Same.
There's other things I'd like to go on there as well. That's where Cyrus is, isn't it? As well.
I think my main draw to go to Disneyland Paris would be their version of
okay,
Thunder Mountain and Phantom Manor looks awesome. Like them two, they're very unique to the Disney parks.
this would change it because of the C19.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually focusing on their busiest city centre stations. So Ebbsfleet aren't actually having any trains stopping until 2022 at the earliest.
Oh wow!
Wow.
There goes that pipe dream.
St. Pancras.
Get your Pleasure Beach season pass then, mate. I'd say.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm tempted to get one of them.
We paid. Oh, I told you, didn't we? We paid £40
Oh,
for
40
that.
quid for yours. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this
So
Ridiculous.
if I went from St. Pancras, which I would have to get to, go all the way into London to come back out the same direction I've just come from.
Yeah.
3 hours and 5 minutes to get all the way to Disneyland Paris.
It takes
See,
you long enough
I
to
just
get
have to
towers.
get. I can ride a Boris bike down to St Pancras. So I could just go there and. I've been having so much fun on those Boris bikes. It's all I can do at the moment.
Hey Sam, Disneyland Paris?
Yeah. Is it open?
No.
No, it's not.
When it
To
opens,
be fair though,
close.
the Boris bikes is probably the best thing like he's done, because how many cities like did that after? No,
Okay,
honestly,
what-
they're
no,
everywhere now.
Yeah,
One
that
thing.
has caught on something silly.
He wasn't actually behind them.
oh,
it was the mayor beforehand which actually put everything in place. He just became mayor when they actually officially opened. Hence, why his name got put
James.
to...
But it just the name works though. Boris.
Yeah,
you can't.
But still, it wasn't actually him. Just putting it out there, it wasn't him.
I'm just giving you the facts. Do with them what you will.
All right, we've got something pretty big to talk about as well now, and that is, yes, it's loaded up wrong. Let me just sort that out a sec. And that is that Theme Park Insanity have now launched a brand new forum. There's a forum on the website, themeparkinsanity.co.uk, and there's loads of cool topics in there. Sam, do you want to talk us through it?
I'll do my best.
Go on,
it's a space where anyone that creates anything can just promote themselves for free. That's how we see it, as a way of bringing everyone together. So it's there to make the community more united. So it's your space to do what you want within reason. Don't do anything naughty.
It will be modded.
Otherwise,
within moderation.
Yes.
I'll come knocking on your doors.
It's really cool. Head on over to themeparkinsanity.co.uk. Sign up. It's free on the forum as well. And guys, keep you in the loop group on Facebook. After our last podcast that me and Joe did, we hit 1K. We're 1,000 members now, which is like...
Oh, sick.
That is crazy. Like, we started that off just because another group closed down. We told people that we were going to carry it on because everybody was so nice in the community. And now it's reached to 1,000 members, which is just absolutely insane. So from me and from Joe, from everybody, CoasterGen, everyone at Theme Park Insanity, thank you so much, guys, for joining the group. And if you do want to join the group, the link is in the video description below as well. Yeah, all good. That's pretty much it for me. Is anybody else? Actually, whoa.
I thought we was going to do top 10s.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we can. Have you
thought about it?
If we can fly through it.
I have no top 10s or predictions, so skip me.
Right.
Because I haven't got a top 10, but I did vote coasters, so I'd say that's a good non-biased top 10 because it was just happened to be my top 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think we should save that for next week. That'd be cool.
I think
we can all prep.
We still got half hour.
I don't know.
The thing is,
I count my coasters because I have nothing better to do with my life.
Even if you give me time,
I have mine at the ready.
Even if you give me time, I won't have a top 10 next week or predictions because I just won't be able to do any. So
yeah, I haven't got time to do it this week. So.
I don't even think I've ridden 10 coasters this
year. Well, not this year. I've not ridden any this year.
I've been to. Oh, well, 2020.
Hey.
Very smart. He's a smart Alec.
But yeah, anyway, no,
it's too soon after New Year's. I'm
that.
still writing 2020 at work.
To be classic when you're at school when you have to scribble out the date.
But no, I'm also writing.
It was a weird feeling, that wasn't it?
Because I don't tend to have to put the year much, but I am putting February instead of January for some reason.
That's just wishful thinking. That is just wishful thinking.
I actually am. I'm like, oh yeah, it's the 5th of No, it's not the 5th of Feb.
Right. I need to get this out there. Right. Planet Coaster competition. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Sean is going to be judging ParkSpill on the competition, and Jammy as well is going to be judging the competition entries. The video will be going. Yeah, so we've got
some harsh judging.
That's some harsh judging, and me as well. So what the prize will be is that you will be able to come on the CoasterGen show, and we will be showcasing the winner's entry basically, and yeah, you'll be able to be on the show for the whole podcast, not just for that section, but the whole podcast. It's going to be really cool. Yeah, and you'll get the first line of 2021 CoasterGen merch as well, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enter that competition, and the video for that is out tomorrow with all the rules and what you can, can't do, what we're expecting you not, what we're expecting you are to do as well, because there are some rules, like you can't build underground, for example. That's just one of them because you're in an island and you can't do it. You can only go as far as the trees. But yeah, I'll go into all that in the video tomorrow anyway. But yeah, the Planet Coaster competition will start tomorrow, and it's going to run for 2 months. It's going to be a long one because it's a big area, and you can use flat rides, you can use coasters, you can use basically. There is only 5 rules There's only 5 rules, so look out for that video tomorrow dropping, probably about 6 p.m. But I will definitely be sharing that around. So yeah, Sean's going to be judging, Jamie's going to be judging, and I'm going to be judging, and the winner gets to come on the CoasterGen show for the whole podcast for that show, and we'll get the 2021 line of CoasterGen merch that comes out, which is
Get it in your calendars.
Trim said I would be a great judge. More trims equals higher score.
You are not judging anything, sir. You need to judge that name.
I remember. I still remember the catastrophe that was all Trim's towers.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Anyway, does anybody
chilling.
else?
Yeah, I'm
wanna...
chilling. I was looking at Disneyland Paris on Google Maps. Not gonna lie.
I want to go. I want to go so bad. Like, yeah.
That's I would say wait till they've opened new areas.
Oh, quick one about the Planet Coaster competition. It's PC only. There will be a console version later in the season as well. There will be a console competition later in the season. But yeah, does anybody else want to say anything else? And want to plug anything or anything like that? All good?
I'm curious what you were going to... Oh, yeah.
You always plug that, but go on. Go ahead.
I'll plug it again. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, so I'm going to plug it every opportunity.
Yeah, man,
look, I've got this beautiful little new GoPro as well, so it's going to be better quality.
You're on 9.
Yeah, and it's got the what's it called?
Something the microphone.
The mod.
But the best thing about I'm not plugging myself now. I'm selling a GoPro.
Buy a GoPro.
It's got little plugins, so I can plug in a microphone to it as well as the little one on top. So
nice.
My content's going to get a lot better. I'm going to be like Spielberg down there.
I just done a live on air subscribe. So
nice.
Legend.
There you go. Yeah, guys, go over and subscribe to Sam's channel. I don't think the link is in the description actually. I will put it in. I'll drop it in.
It's just Sam Costello.
Yeah,
it's just Sam Costello.
Yeah.
I always write it down in case I forget.
I thought I subbed, but
Do you actually?
Let's get
It's
into
your
100.
name. How can you forget that?
Here's a
By
joke.
next week, guys, let's have Sam at 100 subscribers, and I think Joe will be back with us next week as well. He's been back in Sanity to tell us all about what's going on with them as well.
And the photo wall.
Yeah, the photo
Like that.
wall as well. Yeah,
Photo wall.
he's mentioned that. I think he's mentioned
64 and counting.
Oh, there you go. Head on
Get
over,
in.
guys. Sam Costello, and subscribe.
Well, that was free just
Funny
then.
video.
Jesus.
is it going to be like so? It's going to be a stacked cast next week, then, isn't it?
Yeah, there's going to be 6 of us.
Stack
Oh,
cast.
7 of us.
Yeah.
7 of us next week. That's going to be crazy.
I'm not getting a word in age away.
I might have a week off.
We've got a word in.
I've just had
come on.
December off, so shall I have another week off?
I'll
I'll have
host
January
it.
off as well.
Yeah, but we hope everybody's okay and staying safe and looking after each other as well in the community. And, get creative now, guys. If you have got time to, obviously not. When's the ladies' takeover? We need to speak about that. I'm guessing it's probably not going to be long off. Let's say that. It'll be soon. I think it'll be in January. So
When do they want to have it?
yeah, I want it to be in January. I want it to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be mental. That's
We'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I can think of is the fact that obviously the London resort, the planning has been submitted.
Oh yes, that has been submitted to
yeah.
government now.
It
Next
looks
week.
like we'll go.
Actually, might be worth holding it off because
You could get more
From what
information on that.
no, from what I remember, the government only has something like 28 days to respond to it. So by the end of the month, we should have more information from the government about it.
Yeah, that'd be a...
Surely
They don't get long. They don't have long to respond to it.
Emma
Surely
will
it's
not
actually-
ruin
Is it
the
literally the end of...
Yeah.
Literally, they have until the end of January.
I'm fairly certain it's 28 days.
We have a saboteur in the chat.
Oh, God.
Trying to sabotage the channel.
Yeah, Emmy's saying I can't wait to single-handedly ruin the channel. Nah, it'd be good. It'd be a good laugh. It'll be awesome. We'll have some drinks and we'll chill out.
That'll be a funny one, that.
It'd be good. It'd be awesome. Well, yeah, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you are listening on Spotify, head on over to the YouTube in the description for the podcast and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that bell and follow us on all our socials as well. And thank you so much to the chat. Hope you've liked the new layout for the podcast as well. Let's get some comments about that after the podcast is on the channel. Really do like it.
I like the RGB.
It took us a while to actually choose what we were going to use and stuff. I think the topic area could be
I
a
got
little
a
bit
bunch
bigger,
of
but
screenshots.
yeah, lots of screenshots. But
This
it's been
one or
awesome.
this one or this one? I'm like,
Yeah, legit. But yeah, it's been awesome to be back. 2021, new year. And we're just going to keep trying to get better, basically, at what we do here at CoasterGen and across YouTube, of course, as well. Make sure you subscribe to Sean at ParkSpill. Subscribe to Sam Costello. Get him to 100 subscribers by next week. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah. And then you can follow Mikhile and James on... Am I doing this? Like that. Yeah, like that.
Oh, one thing I wanted to point out.
What?
Our screens blend together.
Oh, yeah.
It looks as if I could reach over.
That is crazy.
It looks like we're in the same studio, just different lighting on each side.
But for now, guys, I've been Luke. He's been Sean from ParkSpill. He's been Sam Costello from Theme Park Insanity. He's been Mikhile, and he's been James. And we've been the CoasterGen Show. And we'll catch you next week, guys, 8 p.m. on Thursday. See you later. Say bye, James.
Bye, James.